Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Columbia and Cascade version 2. Okay, we're at Bob Moore's house this morning, and let's just put it this way, the home of Walmart. And this is the new Columbia and Cascade. I took the picture of the ships because everybody will relate to the opening shot in the last one. So we're going to be here for the day, and actually today and tomorrow. So we'll have plenty of video of this to make up a very nice videotape to go on YouTube. Bob sold the house, the other house, and then they moved in and built this house. We're in a basement in the house. It's in a subdivision. Okay, so nothing new. I mean, let's put it this way: Bob saved everything. I mean, we're using Digitrack, same system he had before, all the same equipment. All the car card boxes are exactly the same. He took them off the old railroad, brought them with him. And this is Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Road yard. So we haven't changed the game here. Very industrial district. So we now have added Amtrak, though. This is new. And so forth.
Same size as twice as much railroad.
Yeah.
At least twice as much.
This has got to be the BN yard. Yeah. Burlington Northern. Yep. Stacy Street.
Anybody seen Art?
No, he left. Under construction. Lander Street. Okay, it's got to be switching here only, which is probably going to be a little bit of a change from the other layout. Steel mill.
This is the garage.
I haven't met the grandkids yet.
Is this the garage over this? Must be.
Everybody here?
All right, so we're gonna go to cruise around here, and they want to go play talkie and a roomie. Okay.
Oh, is it? Is it good for I've got a lot of experience working in yard stuff.
And this is the illustrious group this morning that's going to operate this road. And just for you people who do this, and if you ever get to this size, you're going to need people qualified to do this.
You ever watch his Captain A thing?
The gentleman over here with the
He spent so much time in the bathroom.
right here
What,
in the
4
picture
shows
is
of
counting
redesigning
people is Mr. Bob Moore, and he is the owner.
Well, welcome everybody to Hog Rails, and I'm sorry about the weather. This is just absolutely insane. It was 70 some odd degrees yesterday, and now we got this. So sorry about it.
It snowed last night.
Had a good time. The bathroom and necessary items are back over here. The refrigerator's here. It has Cokes, water, beer and wine's off limit. Until after 6 o'clock at night. So anybody operating with beer and wine. They operate erratically when they do. So this is the break.
Okay, so we came down here, and this gentleman here, Phil Story, has been around this part of the world for a long time and has quite interesting layout. We'll have to go back and visit again. And we'll come back over here. Harbor Island.
Here's your schedule of events.
Where you go? You went the other direction.
Who's the yard master?
Who's the yard master? I think Will signed up.
Spade?
No, come on over here, Speed. Get your butt to work.
He's working.
Nobody signed up for the yard master.
And this is the,
Art, did I sign you up as your?
no, I already signed up somewhere else.
You the yard master?
So this is a staging at one end of the railroad. Somebody's not on. Huh?
Adam, we need a yard master.
Here's my problem.
Yard master for what?
Okay.
Oh, so Barry is.
Getting a little scenery done, detail.
You just
Okay.
moved up. Somebody.
All right, we're gonna get back here and get to work.
Use that switcher there.
Easier on this side.
Well,
So we're taking our run back to the Milwaukee Road. Now, rule here on this railroad, everything here is, and I, cut off Bob's explanation because it, sometimes it gets into a lot of things that people don't want to hear, but this is an inner city operation, all of it. We're in Seattle, and these are the railroads that interchange. So you're not out on the road running.
what track?
So everything moves slowly.
So they come here all the time. I know I got a car goes to this point.
So as we go back, you get the tour of the railroad here. And what we have here is a switching operation, and this conjunctions with the Union Pacific Yard probably. Now, one observation here we're going to cover, and you've seen this in all the layouts in the past. This is an operational railroad. This whole thing is designed for operations. There'll be detail and a lot of nice scenery work. Here's an interesting aspect to scenery right here. You can see the loading doors for the cars. You see the cars inside there, and you're spotting the cars to the loading doors, which is really about operations, not so much a very detailed, neat scene. That's a good idea. I've never seen that done before. So we're going to come up here and for all those people who've been on Bob's Railroad or seen some of the videos of it, you remember this bridge. It was in a very different position and set way back in the background. Now it's right out here in the front. It serves the purposes of it's a lift out to get over a door into a storage room.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, we're proceeding across the river here, and this is a little mirror back in here. So when you sit here and you look, well, you can see me in the mirror. I could fix that. Needed to tilt the mirror. But anyway, it creates a depth of scene at my level here. So I'm going around the corner here underneath the street. In the scope of this railroad, really, ballasting, scenery, detail is not the number one objective. It's moving cars and switching industries. All PICO, Code 100,
Is there any particular way I should do things on this first? Transfers over there.
switches, and they work great because everything here is manual. There's no powered switches.
Okay, so get
All this track and all these switches and everything came up off the old layout. All of it was salvaged because it was never ballasted. And the people who did it were very qualified type people.
it's kind of confusing. Because he's got this is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bob has changed the rules a little bit from the old layout. You could bring car cuts to other railroads and drop them and then bring cuts back. He said they had a renegotiation of the union contract, and the union contract said that new one says you can't bring cars back. So that's why we're running back light from UP, because you can't bring it back now. That's all done to create work on the model railroad, okay? He's also cut the number of cars you can transfer down to 20. So I had been known to pull 70-something car trains to other railroads and dump on them. It's a great game played in this operation amongst the various places on a railroad, is to pass your cars off to someone else. Now, again, design of the railroad is creating an area which to put industries and stuff on with a very long main line as you pass through and around the Seattle area. And the end objective is you're going to eventually switch cars. Somewhere. Now, my yard master, who I'm working with today, is Mr. Norm Bruce. Long-time past resident of Bella Vista in Arkansas, and had an outstanding railroad, which I have on my YouTube channel, which is now gone. Norm moved out to Seattle, and he's back here today visiting and playing with trains with his old friends. Now we're passing the Burlington Northern Yard. This is a very big yard and a big part of this operation.
Then you're going to get transferred to. I mean, you'd be transferred to. Wait till you grab a.
I'm gonna grab that caboose right there in a second. Make sure I got my switches on.
You need to grab.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
Say hi to my,
Hi.
say hi to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, there you go. We're double YouTubing it today.
Actually, probably the 25
He's going today.
This is a good run for me first to start off with.
Yeah,
Tell you what, once you pull up,
Good,
I'll pull in there
good
with-
point here with the electro-frog switches. The switch was thrown against me, so the train comes up against it, it stops because it created a short.
We got you way down.
And that's good from that standpoint that it's simple. Believe me, it makes it very simple.
Well, I was good.
Now we're going past the station downtown. This is downtown Seattle in the Amtrak Station. This is an ad from the last time. And we will have trains running. So we have to keep our eyes open on the fast clock today to figure out what we're going to do. So our first job is going to be a transfer run to the Burlington Northern Santa Fe yard. And again, the new rules come into play. We're to pull the cars out and run them over, but we got to come back light. So now, I don't know, maybe I have to go to path next. Here we are coming over Amtrak left, and it came by, we had to wait for them.
Into the yard first.
all right, that's fine.
This is going to be a back-end move for me.
I guess, oh, there's a caboose down the far end. All right, so instead of running to the other end of the, see there? There's a 40-foot container on top of two 20s. And you can do that because the load is spaced on that 40-foot distance.
It derailed before the switch.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're coming back over here, and we're going to try to sneak in the back door.
Guess I'm gonna use your track there as a yard lead.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's the way it's designed. That's definitely what it's for. So we have the BN transfer runners come over here to the Milwaukee yard, and he's dropped us these cars off. He's going back to retrieve his caboose.
Okay, grab my
And then we're gonna tell him to make like a hockey player and get the okay. So we have Amtrak getting ready to depart, and we're going to get behind Amtrak and follow them. Yeah, because we're all going to the other end of the railroad here. Well, other end of this part.
No.
All aboard.
Man called all aboard. There he goes. Bye.
Switch back to get into
This is the only Amtrak operation in the world that runs on time. Okay? We haven't missed a beat today, and we've been at this now for about 6 hours on this fast clock. So, for those of you who don't understand or may not know, right there is the railroad time. You can't quite see it because of reflection, but he's watching it. So we have road power on this train because we're going all the way across.
Okay, I'm parked on the end of track 6 waiting for the inclusion classification.
So this is another transfer run. He's over here working the industry now. He's going into the yard. And here comes our transfer run. We're actually going to the end of the river to another yard. I'm sorry. We're going to the end of the railroad to Black River to the yard where we'll terminate. And then mysteriously, through the magic of a wand, we'll come back as a different train. This is one aspect of the railroad. You do get to bring something back. We'll pick up the train that's waiting and bring it back. Yeah. This railroad's all about moving cars and having lots of trains moving, as you probably gathered already this morning as we go along here. I'm right behind the Amtrak train. The plan on this railroad is to eventually get a dispatcher, so I would have had to work through a dispatcher to be one block behind the Amtrak train. I don't think there's any plans for any type of signals. The way the railroad's set up, it would be very difficult to do that. With the system that's used here, with the trackage and the pico switches and so forth, this is very simple. I can point out here as the train goes over the rail joiner right there. The rail joiner is not soldered. The lead, power lead is. Power lead is soldered, but the rail joiners are not. This allows that if they decide this isn't working or the track arrangement isn't working, then you can do it. Now, in defense of car carts, which, believe me, this is the wrong person to be defending car carts. This does make it relatively easy for you to get into operations. I have a Excel spreadsheet car cart program which I'd be happy to give anyone. And you can just go on the Grande Pacific Railroad Facebook page and send me a personal message, and we'll exchange email addresses, and I'll send you the thing. And you can print it. It allows you to print out the cards, the waybills, figure the whole thing out, and you can set it up. But me, I'm a proponent of JMRI operations, which is free and can be run totally separate from the rest of JMRI, which gives you a computerized train movement program. So there's all kind of ways to create this activity. You don't have to use car carts. I also have a thing on my YouTube channel on how to build these car cart boxes.
I think it's all granite ballast up in that area.
Which I did all this. But again,
just the turnouts at the end.
Now we're coming up here to single track, and I don't see the Amtrak train in front of us anymore, so, because we're freight and we're going slower. They've gone off and looked, so this is going to be, we got to go look ahead. When this railroad is, you go look around the corner, is the system. It's not ABA, not ABS, not CTC, it's go look around the corner. So. And as you can see here again, the UP, this is part of the UP yard and work, and they have to come switch all this. So one of their operators and engineers is over here working this area of the railroad, picking up cars and setting them out. And he'll bring them back over here to the UP yard, which we're getting ready to go past on the main. And this is the same thing here. This is another switching operation. And basically what these do is it creates a job for a local. He goes out and switches this area, and then he comes back in. So it's work for someone to do. It keeps everybody working. And again, moving cars. Now, what he's done here is put the Amtrak schedule in. He's put the Amtrak schedule here, so if you're in this area, you got to look and see what time he's coming through.
Black, bulky. What's that one down there? 1402?
Nope.
Okay, here's Columbia.
Okay, here comes the Amtrak special here, 2 cars down. And he comes zooming out here past the UP yard and past
That's a long train.
the Milwaukee. So we have the BN transfer engines over here, and we got the Milwaukee next transfer. We're making a transfer now to the UP yard, and as you can see, be real candid about the whole thing here. I know, I have been busy. Very candidly, I have been busy. This is about the 5th train. And we're only about halfway through.
So here's Kevin switching, and here's Art running, and here's me chasing Art.
Wait a moment, I'm
And here's
switching.
Alan waiting to get into the yard. So, well, hi again, Art.
Yeah. Dueling video.
We're rail fans.
The
Let's rail
BN
fans some Milwaukee
transfer.
action. Well, Art rail fans us, we'll rail fan Art.
Actually, come in on track 3 and then put them on track.
I'm gonna say following this.
I'm switching.
Now, is the ubiquitous big grain elevator. That's about 4-inch PVC pipe. I'm going to give you a little tip here about building a big grain elevator with PVC pipe. Works great, but get you some lacquer thinner and wipe off the PVC first and remove all the lettering. Because when you go to paint them, the lettering keeps going through and you end up having to put about 4 coats on them. So wipe them all down first, then a real fine sanding on them, and then paint them. And you can do it outside in a spray can, and it works good. So here's the port operation. Okay.
you have a train on track, you're on track 7.
Pacific Queen.
Cocaine.
Interesting.
Yeah, miss. Somebody picked up the wrong file.